right
just
now.
as a heads up, I do have the random. So I have the stage you can choose it, but I have it set to random, and it's most legal stages.
You
So we
good?
can
All right.
just do all that. If you do want to run a specific stage or anything like that, just let me know, and then we can go from there and choose a stage.
No, yeah, because like I do the same thing. I just use all legal stages in case, like in tournament, I just go to any stage at that point. So you
Yeah,
have to learn more like stage knowledge from
yeah, yeah.
picking a random one.
So do you solo main Olimar?
Yes, right now, but I'm kind of having fun with Zelda. I don't
Okay.
know.
No, that's fine. That's fine. You know, whatever. It's all about what you enjoy. I'm just
So how do you
huh?
like feel about Olimar's nerfs? Because I like see you on Twitter and all that.
Yeah, they're
So
pretty brutal. They're pretty
yeah,
brutal. I'm normally an optimist of the character, but I'm not gonna lie about things and say they're all right. Like it. He doesn't have the same tools as a lot of top tiers now. His approach options are very much limited. His disadvantage got a lot worse. So it's kind of bad, but I'm still doing what I can to make it work and all that.
me too. I have really gotten used to it, but
Yeah, it's like you're probably going to be ending up going for like a more defensive style of gameplay, and it's not easy. It's not very fun for me, like in a lot of ways, but I'm figuring it out still.
another problem I have is that when I'm usually playing, I never know the right time to whistle.
I mean, are you saying for like armoring something?
Yeah,
It really is just like treat it like a better air dodge. Like in areas where you might want to air dodge or try and get out of something, it's faster. Like it comes out of frame faster. So, and that's like a fresh air dodge too. So, you know, it can get out of certain combos. Like let's say like you down throw and you go to fair me at like a higher percent, I'm gonna have some distance. You know, I can whistle it and then get
yeah,
out of
I
there.
get you.
Or when you're like above me and you're gonna try and juggle me, like yeah, I can mix it up, but sometimes it's just nice to whistle to get out of there before to like get past it if I'm confident in my timing. It's very you're using it in like a read type situation a lot of the time, just
Right.
because you can't always react. I mean, it comes out frame 2, so you can try, but it's a bit risky at times.
I just assume it's just a safer option in general. When you're,
It has its pros and cons. Like if you're fighting like a Palutena, for instance, and you're right above her, you don't really want to whistle that because like up air is just gonna lose,
yeah,
unless you're trying to do like a cross up where you pop out before the move finishes. So something like a neutral air dodge may serve better protection at that point.
I also never really used down smash.
Oh, so
I still use that a bunch.
yeah, it's actually with the patch change, it's his least laggy smash, because he got a first active frame of 39, and it's also his fastest to come out. Comes out on frame 10.
Hmm.
It's his least safe on shield, but it's you know, it's good in that you can use it to maybe bait out something, or it's also your fastest. So if you want to get a smash out while you're in like a scuffle,
Yeah.
you can try to get that out real quick to your fastest. Plus it hits on both sides, which is really nice. So, you know, you can do like neutral air into down smash, and it's more likely to hit on both sides. Double hit down smash is really good, does good shield damage, and hits really hard. So you can get like tech chase with it very well because it sends out a lower angle, so you can either jab block or just follow up depending on how they go, and doesn't send them too far. Plus it's 2 frames.
Oh yeah, with the yellow pigment, right?
Yeah, well, you can do it with every color. It's just yellows are so big that you can get it a lot more often with them. A little too slow. I saw you had the blue, so I figured you wanted the grab.
A little bit, but I was just trying to find a better opening. I don't know if it's smart, but I usually throw out a blue Pikmin.
At like low percents.
Yeah.
I mean, it's preference. I prefer to keep blues. I usually throw reds if anything, but I like blues at low percents on a lot of characters, just because you're gonna get more off your down throw damage or your back throw damage or whatever. Against characters where I'll throw them away sometimes. It depends if I feel like I'm either gonna land a grab. Like against Peach and stuff, I keep them a lot less just because it's a lot harder to grab a character like her.
Yeah, it just keeps floating around.
Yeah, but generally, like I don't mind keeping them at low percents. I just like reds are way less useful for me. Like I'd rather have a purple. It's gonna hit harder anyway. Nice.
190, ouch.
That's how it is sometimes. You just can't land the hit with Olimar. And when you're like that, you can't force a kill because like they're already not falling into your kill moves. You have to just accept that it's not going to happen, and you have to take the slow burn, like whittle them down, wait until you find an opening game. But I mean, it's also hard when you're losing by a large margin, and you're fighting an Olimar yourself, so he's also just going to do the same exact thing, so it gets worse. So it's like you're at that point, you're likely going for hard reads and just trying to find someone how to hit him with it. Because like I was hitting you, but it wasn't with anything impactful. So you guys getting the chip damage.
Yeah, I guess
it take longer.
So what would you say about Olimar's like stages?
I think he's good everywhere except Callus. Honestly, he's not even bad on Callus. It's just my least favorite stage.
I would think Callus is actually good. I mean, like a flat stage and like I feel like he's good on flyer stages. At least that's just my opinion.
Well, it depends on the matchup. Because, like, yeah, you're not going to want to take someone like Palutena or Fox to, like, a tripod,
exactly,
right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I go to, like, Callus against, like, Ridley, and it gives him, like, a free, like, edgeguard opportunity because the walls make it so I have to recover a certain way, and the platform, like, layout, it makes it harder for me to recover because those are going to protect from, like, the distance. Or like the platform position relative to the legend stuff is like very close and it protects it, so it's going to cover things like a purple side B from it. So I can't approach that way, so I'm kind of forced to recover a certain way. That makes it a lot harder on my end. So it's got pros and cons. Like I don't really like it against that. I don't like it against Pichu or Pikachu because you can also get camped there pretty hard, like a character like Shulk or the electric rats. Like they have incredibly high mobility, so they're going to camp you and they're just going to jump back and forth.
I saw what happened to you with Shulk. That's like really stupid.
Yeah, that's the game we play. So like, I definitely would not. I don't pick Callus very often. There are certain matchups where I don't mind it. Like I don't mind it against Palutena. It's kind of like the lesser of two evils. Like
yeah, definitely.
I don't do Battlefield and I don't do Pokemon Stadium against Palutena.
I have a bunch of Palutenas where I live. I'm like South Florida. You live in Florida too, correct?
Yeah, I'm Southwest Florida.
Southwest. Yeah, cool. There's so much Palus near me. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm supposedly, I'm just saying this, but like I don't know the best Olimar, but there's like Pickpocket, so.
Yeah, Pickpocket's pretty good.
He's really good. And also, I saw you up B just then, like...
After the up smash?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I did there, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna up B, I'm gonna try and get close to you, but I want to up B right after I up smash there, because I only have that one Pikmin. So what it does is it starts getting me the height, but it also kind of resyncs the purple back into my lineup, and I don't have to worry about it, like, being in its lag, and then me missing out on my punish. Because it'll, like, pick it back up.
Yeah. And I see, like, people, I've, like, seen clips where, like, you get, like, a double up smash, right?
Yeah.
And then you get 2 up airs, and then they fly all the way up and kill them super early.
Yeah, yeah. It's nice because you can kind of do that at people, and you can hit them if they don't expect it. If they do expect it, they'll usually get out of there. But then you can kind of cancel your up B with an up air and fall before you're right on top of them, and usually get away for free. So it's just like an extra way to like challenge people and make sure they're like ready for it. Because if not, you can get free punish. So like
you also got a Pikmin on the platform.
Yeah, I desynced it up there, and what that did is that kind of like coerced you to go back down in front of me, and then I was able to land my grab there.
It's mad weird.
And I think that like you can do a lot of trapping like that with Olimar, especially with like desyncs and stuff like that. They're very good to be able to just like, oh, I tricked you into going this way, or you didn't expect it, so now you're gonna lose your stock.
Oh dang! Like, how do you even like get the desync? Do you like pull and then it just lands on the platform?
Well, when you pluck with a red, yellow, or blue, they go high enough on most platforms, so like stadium, side battlefield platforms, to be able to do it. But you can also do it with like movement. Like, if I delay my movement right, like you can set them up like this.
Oh.
So there's like different ways to set them up. Wow.
Down kill. Down so killed. I know what people have told me is I really have a problem with keeping stage, so I'm not noticing that or.
Not, I mean, somewhat, yeah, but for Olimar doing it's like a little bit harder to notice. But I imagine like faster characters or those who have much more like oppressive aerial pressure are gonna keep doing that. You kind of just need to be ready to, like, you have to know what they're doing, like how safe it is. Like if a Palutena forward airs your shield, you got to know like your available options out of it, right? And then be ready to act the moment you have an opening. Like, you can't really wait and then, like, figure out what's happening. You kind of have to just be able to go for it. Because if you're, like, waiting, then you're burning the time you don't really have to process what's happening. You have to kind of know, like, oh, they're this close to me, so they're probably going to attack me. And then be ready to either maybe jump out of shield and, like, fair them, or, like, let them hit your shield and either roll out of there, jump out of there, or see if they keep hitting your shield until they do something unsafe.
Alright. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But because like Olimar, he's not fast in and of itself, but he has a lot of like he can do the things that are preemptive, and it's gonna help him a lot more. Because you can't afford to wait.
You're pretty good implementing dash attacks too.
Yeah, it's a good zone break, and it's especially nice because it can cover like characters who are falling. It's a non-Pikmin move, so you don't have to worry about that. And then it's a multi-hit too. So like the nice thing about Olimar is all of his moves are good, in my opinion. Just some of them are more situational, like forward tilt.
and like up to. I don't really use it too often unless I get like a landing nair.
Yeah, they all have different purposes. So it's just like figuring out how you want to use them, and then it's gonna take you like you'll be able to do a lot more if you know that.
And I also just like find this character like super fun. I've been using him since Brawl.
Yeah, he's really.
He's like actually amazing.
I'm the same way. I started playing in Brawl and I used them all through like Smash 4 and stuff as well.
Yeah, me too. It's like I don't know. I just found super fun. At least like different. At least like.
Yeah, he takes a lot of work, but it's very rewarding to play him. This patch kind of made you work even harder for less reward, but.
Yeah, but it happens.
Yeah, he's still really fun.
At that point, would I not do an up tilt? Because I usually do up tilt, even if they're like at super high percents.
No, I mean you might as well get it. It's free damage and a confirm, and you're not gonna land anything else off it. Like there's no, it doesn't hurt to get the free damage, and you pop them up in the air, and then it puts them in a different scenario.
All right, cool.
Up tilt's it's good because it can like anti-air, it can poke through certain platforms. It's like a combo off in the air because it hits on both sides. Like right there, you dash attacked, and I was like, okay, I'm probably gonna be able to whistle this forward air, and then I got it, and then I get my punish. So just like knowing what's gonna happen when I can get my own punish, things like that.
Whenever I do whistle, I don't really do anything out of it. I like just run away usually.
Yeah, no, you wanna treat it like you're immediately attacking into something, because you're essentially not, you're armoring their move, so it's not going to be safe. A lot of the time, there are definitely examples where that's not the case. I'm done. So just like when I think I approach it this way, instead of armoring and then like assuming, oh, let's, you know, I'm not gonna hit it or something, let's wait and see. It's like I whistle and then I already assume that I'm gonna hit it, so I'll be armoring, and then I get my next option ready. So like maybe you're rising with like an up air on me. Okay, well I'm gonna whistle it, and then I'm gonna immediately get my, you know, falling up air ready to hit you. Yeah, because I'm gonna be falling past you, and you want to be landing things like that because you have to be ready. Because like I said, you can't afford to be waiting with Olimar a lot of the time. You kind of just have to do it.
Yeah. So you have to get like the next, once you whistle, you have to like figure out where they're gonna go and then like go from there.
Yeah, and you can usually tell based on like where they are when you're getting ready to whistle. It's like if they're falling, they're gonna do this. If they're rising, you're gonna be able to hit them there.
Oh, alright, cool. Because when I treat whistle like how I've been treating it so far was like, oh, I whistled, let me just get out of that situation now.
Yeah, no, it's more like, think of it more like almost like a counter, where like you counter something, or like you whistle something, and then you can, you know, potentially get out of there.
So we're playing Olimar versus Olimar though.
Yeah, it's an interesting matchup for sure.
Never happens. And Pickpocket just goes Villager.
Yeah, so he doesn't like the Ditto. Oh, I didn't get my. I shouldn't have ran. I should have just waited. So I was going forward smash out of the dash, but I ended up running, and then I got stuck on the commitment for that. But that's alright.
Ooh, that was nice. See, at that point, I like air dodge. I shouldn't have air dodge. I should probably just whistled.
Or you could have even upbeat out of there, like a third jump. That was maybe being greedy. I should have just forward smashed you.
Oh, nice. What was I at?
You were at, I think, 80.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I hit you with a double hit down smash, and like you see how I'm using that double hit down smash is like almost like a get off me option on the ground. It's fast,
yeah,
and a lot of the times I'm so close to you that I'm able to just like run up and let it rip, and it's like both hits because I'm right on top of you are gonna hit. It's gonna be a ton of damage. I was able to jab lock off it because it doesn't send that far at low percents, but it also does like double hits do on average like 40%.
if you're like, you have to be kind of like almost inside them to get the double hit.
Yeah, it's a lot easier if you have a yellow on one side, but generally it's like you're right on top of them.
Oh yeah, because the yellow is like weird. It like hits. Yeah.
They have 50% larger hitboxes.
50%. Oh damn. I'm also really bad at when, let's say you jump and throw Pikmin, you like forward air right out of that. I like don't know how to do that consistently.
It's just kind of keeping your pressure going. Like you're gonna rise with the side B, and then usually forward air after.
Forward air in case like they try to rush past you.
Or they try to drop shield, or because they can also apply like kind of like block string-esque pressure. So it's just a good way to keep your buttons up, you're going, so you're not always like you don't want to let your gameplay peter out. You kind of want to keep like a consistent flow.
Oh, that was weird.
Yeah, the Pikmin will extend hitboxes like that.
Yeah. No Pikmin. When you use, I saw the video on the single hit jabs, but I still don't really understand it too well.
It's you're using it as like a way to do like a low commitment, not super obvious option, and kind of like hit them and then just let them respond. Because when you hit them with like a jab one, you can't
shield.
Or they'll like roll, or they'll do nothing because you're not expecting it. Like you can't react to it. You have to know. So either they're gonna be preemptively hitting a button or trying to get some like a defensive option, or sometimes like people will just like mash the attack button. It's very rare, but they'll do that too.
I think that would be like probably the worst option, I'd say, like for us, because they could just get through it.
Well, not necessarily, because like if you're just jab one, you have lag. So you got to deal with like the lag of your attack, of the jab one missing, and if they're buffering an attack, they're probably gonna get it out and hit you before you get yours. So it's like you use it as a way to like disrupt them because it's your quickest option. It's also really good at the ledge. Like let's say someone's on the ledge and they drop down and jump to do an attack, you just jab one them, and they're gonna fall past the ledge.
The Fox clip.
Yeah, you can do it with Fox. You can do it with a lot of characters, but it's just like exploiting those natural player habits they have. Because your goal with jab one isn't to send them far or anything like that. It's just to stop them, kind of almost like a Falco laser, and then exploit the fact that they don't know what just happened.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
It's also a good way to check someone's shield. Like let's say you hit them with an up smash and then you immediately go for jab one. It can sometimes catch them if they go for an option too slow. So you'll be able to do that. It's like up smash, jab one on shield, and then you might catch them, or it might keep them in shield stun and mess up their options. I was hoping that Pikmin would teleport to me.
It just laid down.
A little too far. So
Oh, that was okay.
I
Yeah.
waited for the Pikmin to tick, because if you pummel with a Pikmin on them, like, it slows down the rate at which the Pikmin ticks.
Oh, really?
So I had to, if I wanted to maximize, oh shit, I wanted to maximize my damage, I had to wait. So I went for like one pummel, then I let it tick, then I went for another pummel, and then I went for the throw. So I wanted to make sure it would kill.
Why do I usually just wait for, like, I just keep pummeling. I feel like, oh, he's not kill percent yet, so I just keep pummeling.
Yeah, but like, I had the white on there. I had the white on you, so it was going to be more damage for me to just do that. So that's why I went for that.
I also get edge guard super easily. That's just me personally because like
a lot of Olimars suck at it.
Moving, I like don't know how to move around my up B too well.
Just get creative with it. You know, like go high, go low, mix it up, things like that. You really want to like. You don't always want to do it early either, especially with the up B nerf. Like
yeah, definitely.
Sometimes you just want to like wait, get close to your opponent, and be like, okay, now up B when they're right about to attack me. But you have a lot of maneuverability with it. Just make sure you don't have like a ton of Pikmin on you.
But I usually just throw them out if I'm like super like back in the stage.
Yeah.
And then like kind of glide around with it.
Yeah, since it's momentum based, a lot of the times you're gonna use it as like a. You'll start going in one direction, you'll be able to build up that speed, and then juke out at the last moment. Like you'll be going down, and then you'll go up right at the last second.
Good whistle, yeah, I see now.
Olimar does not have a good way to punish that max range up smash.
Okay, I'm just running around. You like trade Pikmin with all that. It's like weird.
Well, like I see right there that you just like you keep wanting to get that blue grab. So I'm just like I'm just gonna keep forward smashing, and it's going to work. Like you have to really mix me up if you want to not get hit by it.
So what I should do instead with I like try to get used to it. I like just kind of like up air, then like throw the rest of the Pikmin at them.
Well, you can do things like that. It's to like not be predictable with your blue grab. I mean, sometimes you can get a purple and throw a purple at me, and then force me to shield it, and then once I've shielded, you're able to come in and punish or like grab me. Yeah. Or you can, you know, maybe have a blue second in your line, and you can run, and then like short hop side B or the other way or something like that, and then throw that, and then immediately land with the blue. Or you could like have a blue be about to be plucked and only have 2 Pikmin or something like that, and pluck it and grab me. Just like finding ways to mix it up or like force me into that shield where you can cover me. But I mean, it's also a lot harder to land it when you're fighting someone who knows exactly how to like dodge a blue Pikmin and things like that. Like right there, how like I waited.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you're gonna go for it eventually. I feel like sometimes you get a bit too predictable with your up smashes out of shield as well. Like you kind of only do that. And you know, you could also use aerials. Sometimes you can just like roll out of there, do an attack. You don't always have to go for the up smash.
Yeah, okay, I got you. Like if I'm like on top of someone, you'd say I just go for that as my option.
Like it's not a bad option to do, but it's also not your fastest, and it gets predictable. You know, like there's a couple times where I hit your shield with something, and you went and tried it, and then I caught you with like a down tilt right after I did my like forward air that you tried to whistle or something, right? And that's getting you punished. Oops. Like right there, you went for another up smash, and I caught you with it.
Which I've done that situation. Like since like I'm assuming you're just catching at that point, I should like that. You just make it something different.
Yeah, like just mix it up, or even delay the timing sometimes. You know, like if I'm waiting, like keep holding your shield till maybe I down tilt you, and then go for the up smash. Just like don't be so trigger happy with it.
Okay, yeah. And in some instances, I'm assuming just like hold shield, like.
Yeah. Like if you think like they can't break your shield, like Olimar has good stuff with like an up smash or a double hit down smash, but you know as well as I do that forward smash does not do shield damage.
Yeah.
So like you know I do have shield break setups, but it's not as like they're not as you know omnipotent as people would make it out to be. Or other characters, they might just not have any way to break your shield really. So I caught you jumping right there, especially with that yellow, because it's going to have that nice large hitbox, so it's really good for anti-airing and things like that.
You really go with the Pikmin management.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's just like doing it and understanding how you can chain together your options and stuff like that. And you'll kind of, the more you get aware about it, you're going to like build your playstyle so that it kind of, it's almost like a self-sustaining thing, right? Like you use your Pikmin for like what their best option are, but then you learn to like throw them at the right time and attack at the right time to where they're always like cycling back in the right way. Like you notice I side B a lot, right? Like I'm throwing a ton of stuff. And the point of that is like not only do I want you to get like I want you to have to deal with something, right? Like I want you to have to deal with the Pikmin on you or them being thrown at you, but it's also letting me like constantly keep my my like lineup moving and cycling so that I can shift it up on the fly. You're letting me get the Pikmin colors I want. Like you're killing my like reds and yellows and blues or whatever, and that's getting me my purples faster, and then I can shift my lineup or shift my gameplay when I get the purples. Then I can start pressuring, and you know once Pikmin hit shield, then they bounce off. You can use them quicker, things like that. It's like all feeds back into itself to let you play in a way that's just very fast and consistent. And then you're making little micro adjustments as you play, like when you notice a Pikmin needs to be somewhere at a certain time.
Yeah, so like I see like okay, so I'm assuming what goes through your mind is like, oh, I have the Pikmin, so let me like use it like most optimally.
Yes, generally it's like if I have a yellow or if I have a if I have a blue, ideally I want to grab, or if I have a yellow, like I might want to try and two-frame you, and if not, maybe I'll try and get it there or something like that. You know, like I'm not going to be wanting to smash with a white really or anything like that. But then, you know, sometimes it just happens. Like you just can't help it. Like you have to do it sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I generally try and like use them for the best thing I can. But you also have to be ready to change it up on the fly.
I also really suck getting down.
Just using the whistle sometimes.
Me personally.
I mean, the better you get at whistling, it's going to help some. Mixing up air dodge. You can use your third, or your up B as like a third jump sometimes too, and that's really helpful. Because it gives you that extra boost of height immediately after. And it's also, you can cancel with an aerial, so you can like sometimes just fall with that. Other times it's better just to maybe go to the ledge. Like if you're struggling to land just like directly down, just like slowly work your way over to the ledge. So that you can maybe get some invincibility and like start a new chain of options that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I need to get better with platforms in general. I need to learn to maneuver around them and just like escape from disadvantage.
I think it's an underappreciated aspect for Olimar just because he's so slow instinctively, but like really clean movement with Olimar is very good. Because you're so slow, you need to be very precise and fluid with everything you're doing, because you can't, like, if you're choppy, if you're messing things up, you have to often, like, you're gonna miss things or you're gonna get hit because you need to be like specific. So that's why, like, I wave dash a lot with Olimar. I think it's a really good form because of his range, but it's just like an extra form of movement that I can implore or and stuff for like platforms especially and all that.
I remember seeing a clip of you where you like wave dashed. I don't remember who. I just remember seeing it. Like you wave dash onto like a smashable platform all the way to the back, and then the guy jumped right on top of your blue Pikmin.
Oh yeah, JW over at Pound.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no. What there I did is I actually desync grabbed him on the platform.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was right. You had the blue Pikmin just up there by itself.
Yeah, I plucked it up there, and then I moved in a way to where I coerced him into attacking, or like to going to the part of the platform I wanted, and then I was able to catch him because of it. But then that's like going back to what I was saying, where I'm kind of like exploiting like how my opponent wants to think, and because they want to do something a certain way, I'm like, okay, well I'm gonna punish you for that. And that's something that you'll get better at over time, is like really paying attention to like where your Pikmin are on platforms, like how your movement, because your movement also dictates like when Pikmin are desyncing a lot of the time. You know, if you run near a platform or a ledge, they might desync, so you need to be careful about that, right? You need to be aware of what you're doing and all that.
Yeah, I like feel like that's like a whole like different like advanced tactic that really just goes really in depth with Olimar.
Yeah, it's its own skill set, like understanding how to like optimize your movement for desyncs, and then like platform desyncs and all that. A lot of people call them situational, but I look at it in a way like, yeah, it might be situational, but it's unlikely that your opponent's gonna think about it unless they're like trained for that. And all I need them to do is not think about it once or twice to land a kill move like that, you know?
Shield. That's like I get really like tense under pressure.
Yeah, I noticed after I pressured your shield, like you land on the ground right there, but you were still kind of like slow and nervous, like you didn't want to commit to anything.
Yeah, definitely.
And you kind of just have to be as confident as possible with Olimar. Like if you're waiting and you're delaying yourself, it's usually too slow. Like sometimes it's better to maybe just go for an attack, go for a jab, go for a down.
Yeah, so I should just like still like keep the pressure, like don't like let it get to me, you'd say?
Yeah, like work on how you're handling it so that you're ready to like be like, okay, my shield's getting pressured, but I still have my shield, and that's the important thing, you know? So that I need to keep fighting that. And understanding that like when your pressure's like when your shield's low, people tend to try and feed off that. You know, they might fish for a shield break and then go, oh, you want to try and attack me? Well, let me hit you first. And kind of exploit that general gameplay from them. It's all about like knowing what your opponent's gonna do before they do it.
Okay, yeah. Is that what you do? You pull out an F tilt if you have no Pikmin, then you're right in front of him?
Sometimes it was just me wanting to F tilt right there. Like sometimes I like to mix it up because it's also a little bit slower than your F smash. So maybe they'll drop shield a little bit later to try and parry, or they might
definitely.
They might catch the timing of a dodge. Like because it's slower and it's still killed and you don't need a Pikmin, like you can incorporate it in different areas like that.
Okay, so it's like more like you still have pressure, so you just implement it onto them.
Yeah, or like if if I roll at the ledge right there, they might try and like spot dodge my incoming smash, and I might be able to catch them with the F tilt or something like that, and just different things.
All right, cool. We're right back on the stage.
I definitely think a lot of the times your general idea of what you want to do for like a ledge punish is usually on point, but your spacing's off a little bit with your timing as well. Like you're going maybe too far in for these up smashes when you're kind of already like in range to be get up attacked hit. So you need to kind of just get closer to maybe cover a regular get up because you weren't super far out, so you probably weren't going to cover a roll either.
So would you say like enough range to get roll and like get up attack with F smash?
You could do that, yeah. But it's kind of like a mix-up. It's like, well, are you going to go for F smash? If you're going to go for F smash, I might just stay on the ledge. or I might try and do something different. You know, like use your movement and your Pikmin to like bait people out. So like you could like run off there, like dare, and then if you do it right, if you dare like right there, and I rise with the dare, sometimes you can coerce them into doing like a get up attack or a roll, right? Because they don't want to get hit, and then you can maybe punish depending on what they do. Or in specific instances, it's a bit harder in this game than Smash 4. You know how when you start an aerial, the Pikmin's hurt box activate and they can die?
Yeah.
So what you can actually do is like you run off dare, and the Pikmin lingers right on the ledge, and if you time it right, and they get up attack, they can hit the Pikmin during the startup or the end of the move. They don't kill it. Well, it depends. They can kill it, but they'll hit it, and it will actually lag their get up attack. But you'll land auto cancel no problem, giving you a chance to F smash them for free.
Okay, yeah, so it just gives them, like hit lag.
Yeah, they're getting more hit lag because they're hitting a Pikmin, but you're landing for free. And if not, then, I mean, you also run the risk of hitting them with a dare. Like, it's a multi-purpose thing, because this dare kind of forces them to respond to something because they don't want to get hit, and then you can maybe respond to their different action.
Alright, I got you, yeah. Your Pikmin like fell off the stage. That's like, is that like RNG? When you F smashed.
No. That's a spacing thing. I can actually show you how that works after this match.
Because like I usually try and do that, but then like Pikmin.
I'll show you right now. I'll show you right now here. Let me just get out of this. So, not going off. You go to ledge, it goes off every time.
Oh.
So it's totally spacing based, right? So like right here it won't, but then when I go a little bit farther,
Oh, okay.
Like, and the nice thing is, because you can do things like this. You can do it. Oh, all right, yeah, I'll do it up there. But then also, if you get like right here, if you get like right here, I can just shoot it off. So you can get like different, and that's something that I like to do at like mid-low percent or someone. Like I'll knock someone forward, and then I'll just run up and F smash. And if they don't expect it, or they're recovering to the ledge, or even if they do expect it, or even if they're recovering to the ledge, I mean like that, you can just like run off, F smash past the ledge, and you can kill them.
Oh, okay, yeah. So they're like, okay, you just have to catch them like floating back, I guess.
Yeah, because a lot of people they don't consider this.
They don't grab it immediately.
They don't consider this immediate zone right here, the like direct out from the ledge, a danger zone so much against Olimar, because the Pikmin normally stop at the ledge. They're like, oh, below the ledge, maybe above the ledge, but directly in when they're coming in like that, you just F smash them. It can catch a lot of people not expecting that.
Okay, yeah, that's very different because I like always like try to do it, but then they're just like stuck there.
Yeah, you have to just be close enough to the ledge to get them to go off.
All right, okay, cool. Yeah, okay.
Well, that's what I meant with the jab one, right? Yeah. Like, you just catch you with the jab one, you don't know what's happening, get a grab, you're dead.
I'm like, yeah, like, oh, I'm getting attacked, let me shield. I see how that works. And then you cover yourself when, like, you got hit, you use the purple Pikmin to, like, attack.
Yeah.
Like, just throw it out, okay. We're good. So you just risked it. Okay. Wow.
So there's a couple clips, or not a couple clips, a couple instances earlier in that match where like we're fighting, and I'm running at you and I throw the red and yellow on you, and then I immediately back air you, and that's what I'm talking about with like how I had the purple in the last part of my line, but while I'm approaching you, I'm kind of like quickly cycling my lineup, doing something to get the purple there to maximize that hit, right? It's like throw the red yellow on. Now you got to deal with those. Now they're not in the front of my line. Now I have the purple to hit you with, and that's what I want. So it's like while I'm moving, I'm still doing things.
You like have to think about like what you have next.
Yeah, like, it's very like preemptive. Like you're getting everything ready and you're making these small adjustments on the fly while you're going. Like, oh, I can't do that anymore. Let's change.
Yeah, alright.
After you get really good at it, it's kind of like riding a bike where you just do it. Like, you don't put too much thought into it. Like, it just becomes a lot more seamless.
Yeah, it's just something that happens. Like, you just like,
Yeah.
oh, I'll just do it then.
Exactly.
Top shit too early.
So like right there, I ran at you and I charged the down smash because I knew you were probably gonna spot dodge based off like just the fact that I was running at you. Your first response was gonna be, I need to go on the defensive.
I usually go for, if I like do actually the double jab, I usually go for like a grab, but since that like actually is a good mix up, it makes so much sense. Okay. Yeah.
Like there, since I was charging, you might have been better off just like immediately getting up into like a down tilt instead of plucking because you were burning all that time, and then I was able to catch you.
Oops. Go. Do you know the percents that other Pikmin like kill besides blue when you up throw?
No, not off the top of my head. It's a general range, like usually like 170 or higher. I'm sure you could get a little bit lower with like rage. That was also a red, which didn't help.
Yeah.
But like with rage or certain stages, you could definitely like do it at lower percents.
So it's really not just like the best thing to do.
I mean, like I've gotten plenty of kills with
Yeah,
non-blue up throw, but yeah, it's not like something you're gonna be going for a lot because they usually have to be pretty high.
Yeah.
So right there,
purple snipes.
yeah, right there, because I was like, oh, you're gonna sit in that like middle range right in front of me, but like out of my fair range. I'm like, all right, I'll just throw purple.
Makes sense. Okay. I usually do that, but like I don't really wait.
Yeah.
Throw it really far off stage to see, you know.
Yeah, and well, like there are times where I'll chuck it way earlier, way later, but there it was like I recognized that I couldn't catch you with a fair because of the way you were staying, and like we were at a point where I couldn't catch you any other way, and I was like, well, what if I just throw this? And it worked out really well. So
Okay,
it was like that. It's what I was talking about with like that on-demand adjustment.
How do you feel about stages with slants?
I love them. I think he's
You love them?
really good on slants.
I don't really know how to like kind of
Exploit
like
them.
use it in my way. Yeah, exactly.
So they're good for a couple reasons. One, Olimar's small, so like if you're on a downward slope, you can crouch, and then now you're harder to hit. Or like on somewhere like Yoshi's Island Brawl.
Sure, that, give it to me a little bit.
On
Yoshi's Island
Brawl, you can like, let's say you're in the corners, because you know the two corners of the stage, they kind of like slant downwards. If I'm crouching right there, I'm a lot harder to hit. So like I can just passively dodge things, or even sometimes when I'm standing I can dodge them. But also, slants are good because, you know, they can mess up some of the opponent's attacks, but our smashes, they like ride slants. They go up them and stuff like that. When you're on a downward slant, your Pikmin kind of just goes off like normal. So you can not only like ride the slant and hit them.
Yeah.
You can actually
also...
like
angles like the Pikmin throw, like it like kind of changes the
direction. Yeah, there's a ton of different angles you can hit on Pikmin throw on angles as well. Like if you're on the edges of Yoshi's Island Brawl and you're facing inward, so you're going like on an upwards incline, it'll make it a very steep angle, right? And you'll cover like an entirely different part. But if you turn around and you're facing downwards, your Pikmin will follow that downward slope and side B directly at that way. So you could actually purple side B and it'll cover that like downwards diagonal angle. And then you can potentially get people with that. And then there's also a bunch of smaller different angles on the other slants on the inside of the stage. But there's, you know, some of the perks of that are like, oh, maybe you're on that upward slope on the edge of Town and City, or Yoshi's Story, or Yoshi's Island, sorry, and maybe you
Yeah.
throw a purple, and instead of the purple going straight at them, it goes up and then down at that very steep angle. So now you have like almost a delayed sort of pressure. So you could be like one purple side B like that, walk forward a little bit, another purple side B, and then now you're creating these different timings for block strings or ways to catch them, and then you're following up with a jab, a fair, a down tilt, whatever you want, and it's almost like a delayed attack. Or maybe they're all the way on the top platform across the stage, and you want to throw a white, it can cover that entire distance.
Yeah, definitely.
And then things on like Yoshi's Store or Yoshi's Island, and Yoshi's Story and like Lilat, those downward slants are large on the edges, so you can use them to crouch. But also, if you're on a downward slope, you don't have to be at the ledge for your Pikmin to fall off it. So like, I can actually show you real quick. It's like, so there are instances where you don't even have to make it to the ledge to be able to like F smash off of the stage. It's really handy.
Okay, I get you.
So,
right, yeah.
all in all, it's like you get more available options with your Pikmin, different angles for them to attack. It can mess up some characters' stuff because the slants can mess them up, but ours kind of like, our Pikmin naturally adjust to slants.
Yeah, it just goes with like the way the slants are kind of like...
Yeah,
like,
and it helps you a lot there. And then there's stuff like you're small, so you dodge stuff easier. Here, I'll go to Yoshi. Actually, I'm going to go to Lilac because I want to show you two things that are really cool.
Alright.
And it's just like overall, he just benefits from them a lot. Like, there's no real downside to slants for Olimar, except like you can't jab lock, I think, on like an upwards incline, but that's like very rare, and I think that doesn't like that's fine for what the problem is. All right, so there's some cool stuff you can do on this stage. So like right here, look where I'm at. Like it goes off the stage.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So you can get even earlier like F smashes off the stage, but on the cool thing you can also do this.
For like better spacing,
You can also F smash off there, and then if you're right here, you could also like you get to the ledge, F smash to cover that. You can like there's a lot of different cool things you can do on these stages. Like Olimar can control so much different space around him if you know how to like use your Pikmin properly.
Alright, yeah, cool. Okay, so like the slants kind of like make it Pikmin like F smash just fall off.
Yeah, and like when I'm down here, like if a Cloud's trying to approach me with back air, he's approaching from usually around here or something. I'm lower to the ground. I can now duck.
He can't back.
It's even harder. So you're able to work those things to your advantage.
And then you try to find an opener, like he back airs you, you just jump in for
Yeah.
there.
So like, and plus with a lot of stages of inclines like this, they have platforms which also give you some protection from the air. Both Yoshis and the stage have them. So it's like it's kind of like a much safer zone over here for you to be in because you can work those platforms. But then when you get hit, Olimar can do his combos no problem.
So would you say like would you want to maintain this or just like still keep like center stage, and if they're like if they're rushing towards you, you want to kind of
the like when you're retreating to this area, it's more so to stop them from like when they're pressuring you or you need to get to a corner and you need to like get some relief or make it easier to fight. Like you can still use all of the stage to your advantage, like center stage and all that, but you can also abuse these edges, these slanted areas in ways that none other characters can.
So still like keep the same game plan, like hold center stage, you'd say?
Yeah, and
like,
do things like that, but like don't be afraid to maybe retreat to the ledge and abuse those slants if you need them.
Okay, definitely, yeah.
Alright, we can play this.
So I also have 1 second, like
what's up?
So like characters that outrange you, right?
Yeah.
What would Shulk, for instance, what would be your ideal thing to do? Because I have trouble against Shulk.
Pairing gets you a long way. Like it's very important, I think, against one sword characters in general, but two of those with really long range. Even like a Belmont Whip, for example. Pairings a lot, like trying to incorporate good movement into what I'm saying, like using jumps, using things like that to make yourself not always approaching at the same like level. So you're like, oh, I'm jumping sometimes, and then I'm not. And then when you get close to them, a lot of those characters actually tend to have slower startup than you. Like Shulk has notoriously slow startup. Yeah. So sometimes you can maybe ride with him and fair him or up smash him and things like that.
Catch him jumping,
yeah, stuff like that. And then purple side B is a great way to be able to like if I'm doing like this and then like I come in with a yellow fair, like I'm getting the pressure in before I get to them, so that when I get to them it's a bit easier. So you're kind of creating an artificial range in a sense.
Okay, yeah. So I also want, I guess, like kind of outspace them in a way.
Yeah, like let them whiff sometimes. You won't be able to punish everything, and that's okay. But just like going, all right, well, I have these tools that I can throw and then make them do something, or maybe like throwing a Pikmin on them and having them attack it, and then they're getting extra lag, so now they're more punishable.
Yeah, okay,
Or I
definitely.
always recommend using yellows if you're having trouble with range, especially against like sorties, because they're bigger. You're gonna have an easier time, beating them in the air or catching them, things like that. But
Yeah.
pairing is like the most fundamental, like easy way to do it. So I
Yeah,
definitely
but then like I get really stupid. They get stupid hits on me when I just shield.
well that like it's just like that's part of playing Olimar. You just have to work harder. So you
Do you think
have
they're
to
gonna
be
change
prepared.
that?
I hope.
I mean,
really,
why would they like make Pichu shield bigger? But like, did they not?
they don't test this game. I'm convinced. Like, yeah, you can tilt your shield up, but it's hard. Like, I play with tap jump, so it's really hard.
I like stopped playing with tap jump like legit, like 2 months ago.
But like, you can do it. You can also hit shield and B and then do it. But yeah, you have to be confident what you're doing. Like, you can't second guess yourself. You need to run in and be like, I'm gonna get this parry, or I'm gonna shield this. Like, you have to assume it's gonna work, because when you assume it works, then you're already ready to get your follow up. You're already ready to do your next action, and that's gonna help you a lot.
Okay, yeah, cool. That makes sense. Sets me to the right.
So yeah, because I hit the double hit there, and I back aired, you rolled in, and I was able to cover you with down smash, because once again it hits on both sides. It's your quickest smash. It's just overall like a good way to cover people around you. It's like a get off me option almost.
So okay, yeah. So I'm gonna talk about down smash a little bit. So let's say you're like someone's like above you, then they land with like a cover sides you.
Wait, say that one more time. You just went in and out. Sorry.
Someone's landing on you,
yeah,
like with a super laggy move, then you block it or like dodge or whatever.
Yeah.
Would you like catch them with
down
a down smash?
You can. It kind of depends on what you feel like you want to do. Like sometimes maybe going for up smash might be better. If you can kill, maybe forward smash, but down smash definitely has its place in that. It's like a good like, oh, you're right on top of me, let me just catch you option. Or if you feel like you need to go for your quickest smash possible, like down smash is gonna be the fastest in that regard.
What are like what other instances would you say would be the best to use down smash?
It's good if you can get it out in the air. It's a lot of like reads, like you're running at somebody, and then you're gonna down smash like that. Like I just ran and down smashed you.
Yeah. Okay.
I caught you, you upbeat or whatever, and then I managed to catch you. It's good, like if I think you're gonna pressure shield, it's a good way to punish like regular get-ups or something like that. Like if they roll in, or if people roll into you, like tech roll in, or just regular roll in. To be honest, like they're right on top of you, you can just like down smash.
Down smash like that, yeah. But since it was safe, you didn't really have to get worried.
And it's your fastest smash, like I was saying. So it's like if you want to get a smash out, but you don't want to take too long, you can try that.
Were you using up smash a lot before the nerf? Or?
Yeah, it was definitely a lot more. I would do it a lot more pre-patch. I'm kind of like weaning myself off pressuring with it on shield as much, just because it's not that safe and it's like a habit you don't really want to have.
Yeah, definitely. So I think I did something right there too. I like threw a purple, then I kind of rushed in this.
Then you got the grab, yep. And that's what I was talking about, with like finding ways to land those grabs that aren't that isn't just like run at someone and grab them with the blue, you know?
Definitely, yeah. The sour spot killing me.
Yeah, that's the worst feeling.
I hate that. You're on top of them and then kill.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Pretty sure you know more about me, but yeah.
So like right there I had the blue in front, but I just ran and grabbed you. And my thought process there was like, okay, you're probably going to want to jump and do something, and I was right, and you did jump inside me. Like, had you fared me, I would have got hit. Probably wouldn't have died, but I was able to like get you because of that. But I think we got
you're really good at like hiding them too. So like you pull a pick, then you run right down because you know it's going to come out.
Yeah, that's on that. Like I'm exploiting that they're not as prepared as me.
Okay.
So we got time if you want to do like one more game.
One more game is cool, yeah. So after this game, if you like remember some things I did wrong, if like just kind of like review me.
Yeah, no, I'll be sending you the document, kind of like detailing some stuff, general tips and all that stuff. A lot of it, like, I think just when you're practicing Olimar, just constantly work on your awareness, how to, like, be more efficient, like, how to manage your Pikmin better, mix things up, optimize your hits, stuff like that, you know, like, abuse whistle, like, just try to use all the tools at your disposal.
Alright, yeah.
Because I feel like you're not, like, your gameplay is alright, it can get a bit obvious at times, like, you don't mix it up enough.
Yeah, I've been told that a lot.
But, like, you're also not, like, pushing the limits of, like, what Olimar can do, I feel. And that's something that, like, you can just be milking a lot more. Like, making each hit count a lot better. So, like, right there, you tech rolled back, and then I got you.
Yeah. Would that be reaction time? Could you, like, down smash out? Would that, like... If you, like, knew?
Like, what do you mean exactly?
Okay, so, you know, I tech rolled.
Yeah.
Could you have caught my rolling if, like...
Oh, yeah. Probably. I likely would have been able to react.
Right,
you were kind of just like, if I was on point, you were more likely going to die there. You could have maybe tried missing the tech and hoping, like, the timing caught me off. But you were at a point where it was, like, really tough for you to get out of there.
That's so weird. And you are going to CEO, right? I'm assuming?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be there too, man. I like really want to meet you, you know?
Cool, I would love to. If you see me, come say hi. Maybe we can get some games in. Be a good time.
Because I've always, like, watched your games. I like, really... Could I down there through that platform and hit you?
You might have been able to, but I was charging down smash, I think, so I was crouching slightly.
Yeah. There you go.
So there I was kind of just like throwing out a bunch of attacks. You didn't really have any Pikmin. You had the one blue on me. So like challenging those has been kind of scary. And then you jump to pluck one, and then you plucked it and you drop down. I was just like, run up smash. Olimar doesn't have, it can be a little hard to deal with that. But just like being smart about when you're plucking Pikmin and what you're doing with them. Like you might have just been better off plucking one on the ground as opposed to jumping. So you wouldn't have burned that extra time. And then you maybe could have plucked one and then fared me if I tried to run at you, or plucked one into like shield or something like that.
Alright.
But yeah, I will send you the stuff we talked about. Definitely biggest things, just like mix up your options more. Honestly, the more you play Olimar, like really experiment with the things you can do. Don't get comfortable and just like, oh, I can up smash into this, like, or if I recover I have air dodge. Like try your whistles, get crazy with your up Bs, like hit someone, be like, how far can I take my hit? Or like, how can I'm always a supporter of using desync, platform desyncs. Like learn how to incorporate them, learn how to like constantly keep your opponent on their toes. Like keep things going. Don't make it easy to fight you. You want to make it like if you're gonna have to work hard all the time to win with Olimar, make your opponent have to work as hard as possible to make it as unfun as possible, so that you're like wearing them down almost. And it's like you're going to mess up eventually. When you are, I'm gonna be there. I'm Olimar. I hit
just
hard.
Overwhelm them basically.
Yeah.
Just use my abilities to like peak.
And I don't want to like. Don't think of it as necessarily like always having to play aggro, but just like always pushing the limits, optimizing, moving around, getting something, making it harder for your opponent. But other than that, I mean, you have a solid foundation. I think you really just need to find ways to like really maximize your things with Olimar, and maybe make your disadvantage a bit stronger, make your advantage stronger, things like that. And I think you'll be on your way to be pretty good. But
thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man. I had a ton of fun doing it. I will get you that stuff coming up and all that.